In 2023, a crack commando unit of retro podcasters joined forces on a panel at LA Comic-Con, but were sent to Comic-Con jail for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped. Today, still wanted by 80s nerds, they are very easy to find. If you have an 80s nostalgia problem, if no one else can help, maybe you can hire the Night Boyz.
Surf's up. You two coming in? They'll just wipe out.
Oh, Tony.
We'll do fine after this complete breakfast, including my vitamin pack Frosted Flakes. They bring out the tiger in you.
We'll try to stay up, okay?
Frosted Flakes, okay? They're great.
Show 'em you're a tiger. Show 'em what you can do.
Go, tiger!
The taste of Tony's Frosted Flakes
Look at him go!
brings out the tiger in you.
And you.
Cowabunga, dude.
Hang 10.
Whoa. So,
Totally tubular.
there are a few trilogies in this world that actually are good. Star Wars being one of them, obviously, Corey, right?
Thank you. Jack.
You're welcome. The third WrestleMania, Wayne, probably the best of the first three.
Better.
Yeah. And then there is 80s Kids Unite, the sports, bike, skate, surf trilogy.
The transportation trilogy.
Well, wouldn't that technically be the TNC surf design, right? No, they didn't have BMX on that one. Did the California Games have BMX? No, it had hacky sack. God damn it.
All right, hacky sack episode next week.
Yeah.
Spoiler, everybody.
Episode
We
coming.
ain't ever doing it. If we do a hacky sack episode, then we're going to do Spin Doctors tribute as well, I suppose. So.
Seriously.
I mean, I'm all
Don't
for
get me
that.
started.
Well, we ain't got no pockets full of kryptonite on this episode because this is all 80s, baby. Yeah, Wayne, Corey, and I were like, we gotta fulfill the trilogy this summer, the summer trilogy. How about that?
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
Love it.
And we obviously we deviated in July because we had the most epic sword and sorcery episode ever, which my son has already said. He's like, when are you going to do a D&D episode, and can I be a part of it? And I said, well,
yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, we can also dive into the whole satanic panic from the 80s.
that's kind of where I was going with that. So we will be watching Mazes and Monsters sometime in the near future. Mazes and Monsters was, well, we'll get into it when we cover that D&D, but it's a little more, it's like a anti-D&D movie. So
Oh, that's the one with Tom Hanks, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
The dangers of D&D.
The dangers of D&D. So we deviated because Stephen Kostansky obviously joined us. If y'all haven't checked that out, please go watch that episode.
Awesome episode.
Watch it, really watch it on YouTube, and subscribe while you're at it to all three podcasts: Flip City, Podcasting After Dark, and of course $2 late fee, because that episode's got a lot of fun clips in it, and you get to see Steve Kostansky's amazing collection of puppets and creations that he's made. He's like the Jim Henson of our era, our dark Jim Henson.
Yeah, he is. Our Dark Henson.
Dark Henson. But in this episode, we're gonna have to come up with some surfer names for this episode, dude, because it's all about surf culture in the 80s. And the three of us were talking offline a little bit before we recorded, and we're saying how surf culture really like seeped into pop culture. It became a thing of like the cliche surf character in TV, cartoons, movies, et cetera, et cetera. So we're kind of just going to go spitball roundtable discussion about some of the things that stood out to us about surfing in the 80s, and if we surfed or bodyboarded. And Corey, what do you want to kick us off? Bruh. You wanna
brah.
shred the
Shredded
waves?
bra. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, we were talking offline about maybe some characters, iconic, surf style characters that we wanted to talk about. And, we all know Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Well, I'll tell you, Stu, I did battle some humongous waves. But, just like I told the guy on ABC, danger is my business.
A lot of people expect that maybe Mark Cutback Davis or Bob Jungle Death Gerard would take the honors this year.
Oh, those guys are facts.
That's fantastic. Let me ask you a question. When you get out there, do you ever fear for your life?
Well, Stu, I'll tell you, surfing's not a sport. It's a way of life, no hobby. It's a way of looking at that wave and saying, hey, bud, let's party.
In the 80s, I wasn't old enough to watch that. So I didn't,
True.
probably watch that until the 90s. And Zach, I think you and I, the first time I ever saw North Shore was with you, and I've never seen Endless Summer. So it's kind of like a rehash of like my BMX and skater stuff. I watched a lot of sci-fi back in the day, but we all agreed offline that one of the quintessential aspects of being a kid growing up in the 80s was reruns. And for
Yes.
me, I remember I would go and stay with my grandparents, like my mom's single mom. I would spend a lot of time at my grandparents' house. I was very, very close with them. And I would watch Nickelodeon and then Nick at Night, with my grandpa in the TV room. Sometimes I'd be playing with my constructs on the floor, but I'd be watching it too. And that's where I fell in love with shows like Mr. Ed, Hogan's Heroes, and, all the classics.
Mom, how come you always say thank goodness instead of good night?
Because there's no reason to say goodnight. Now that Nickelodeon's got a nighttime lineup of new shows, old favorites, and all-around great TV entertainment. We call it Nick at Night.
This is the greatest experience that can happen to a man.
And what have we got?
Oh, just some of the crazy junk I was passionately fond of as a child. Such as what?
Such as Dennis the Menace, The Donna Reed Show, Route 66.
I'll see you tonight. Bye.
Literally, I was just Googling surf characters just to kind of try to think of something. And I unlocked a core memory of that era that I kind of forgot about. And I absolutely remember watching the Gidget TV show with Sally Field. I think that was from 1965 to 1966. I think it was maybe one season.
The setting is California, the season is summer, and the surf's up. Hold on to your beach blanket, cause Gidget, television's favorite fun-loving teen, is back.
Holy minestrone!
Sally Field and Don Porter star as the father and daughter team that won America's heart.
Cookie, with you, life is full of surprises.
Get set for the laughter, the tears, and endless fun in the sun as Gidget breezes back to cool you off this summer. Weeknights at 5 on TV 24.
I just have vivid memories of watching Gidget. I know that show was based on a movie, which I don't remember. I didn't watch that. And I know that maybe you guys can talk about the sort of the remake in the 80s. There was also a Gidget TV show in the 80s. But for me, I mean, it was a part of that lineup. Mr. Ed, Hogan's Heroes, Green Acres, all that kind of stuff, Beverly Hillbillies, and then boom, Gidget would be on Nick at Night as well. And I was just like, oh, this is cool. I like this. Like, I enjoyed it. And that's kind of was one of my first, exposures to that sort of, the surfing culture. But of course, it's from the 60s. And then, it's like also thinking about everything that Zach was mentioning, like, it was just all a part of the 80s. Like surf culture, BMX culture, skateboarding culture was all a part of the 80s. But for me, the reruns on Nick at Night, watching Gidget, that is such a core 80s childhood memory.
Yeah. I mean, that show was formidable for a lot of people. Wayne, you like lit up when Corey said that.
Well, I mean, first off, just the thing about what Corey was saying was right. Is like the rerun situation was there were shows that were on that I didn't think of. Oh, this was in the 60s. Oh, this was in the 70s. It was just on. It was on TV. And so there was no old TV to me. And yeah, like, Sally Field as Gidget, like that was just awesome. Right. And she was good. My thing was actually that new Gidget show that came out in 86.
Yeah.
On the new Gidget, tough competition hits the beach.
I hear they're primo. You expect us to play them by Saturday? Yes!
No. Can Gidget shape up the team?
These are tough kids. How about a little bet? We quit!
Sometimes you just have to say, what the heck?
Find out.
Call me Coach.
Excellent.
That's what happens when the turf beats the surf.
Let's play.
Yeah!
On the new Gidget.
Tonight at 6 on TV 29.
That was my first introduction to Gidget the character.
Okay.
And it was like I knew Sally Field mainly from like Smokey and the Bandit, right? And so like that was like the thing from her. And so then you had in this show, in the new Gidget, I think even ran longer than regular Gidget. Maybe
I think the new Gidget was like 2 or 3 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. And you had people on there that were, I mean, you had the Karen Richmond who played Gidget. She was phenomenal. Dean Butler, who was Moondoggy in that one, he was on Little House on the Prairie. He was,
whoa, Moondoggy, dude.
Moondoggy. And so speaking of that, there was a character on that show named Murph the Surf. And Murph the Surf was one of those original, like he would talk like that. Yo, dude. And every part in every episode, he'd come out and be the traditional surfer dude guy. And that's kind of like where I learned to talk surfer dude was, from Murph the Surf. But it was a lot of fun, man. It's like, that's the thing, is like every episode, some kind of hijinks happening on the beach.
Sure, yeah.
Usually had to end in a surf off, and there's nothing that could beat that.
Well, I think the thing about surf culture for the 80s versus the 90s, which a lot of things happened this way in the 90s, it got darker in the 90s. We got movies Point Break coming out. So it became like, ooh, if you're a surfer, you're a rebel. But in the 80s, surfing was like happy-go-lucky. It was banking off of the 60s, 50s and 60s, that vibe, whether it's Elvis or Gidget, Frankie Avalon, Annette Funicello, On the Waves, that fake kind of background behind them.
That's how, like, in my head, that's how I still picture surfing is
yeah. It is, Corey.
And a little bit of splashing of water in front of you,
That's totally what surfing is. It's so easy. You just get on a board and you go.
In front of a green screen.
Go for it.
Or in the case of a movie like North Shore, you get on, you surf the wave tanks in Arizona, and then you go to Hawaii, and you can literally do what you did in Arizona so easily. No, we'll get to that in a minute. But Corey, like, that... I didn't watch Gidget back in the day like you guys did. I think Wayne, I actually watched the new Gidget probably more than the original Gidget.
Oh yeah.
Just like I watched the more episodes of the new Leave It to Beaver than I did the original Leave It to Beaver. If you want a little bit of that history, go into that interview I did with JW Fails like a year or so ago, because he was on the new Leave It to Beaver he was like the hip hop guy.
Of course.
It's so bad. It's good. But that surfer character, I think that was like, kind of realized in the movie Big Wednesday. That was one of the first big surf movies to come out back in the day. Big Wednesday with like Jan Michael Vincent and William Catt and Gary Busey. That movie, by the way, if you've never seen Big Wednesday and you're a surf fan, you should check it out. But that kind of big lumbering dude, the California surfer, the store I talked about in the skateboard episode, Barnacle Joe, he was like a surfer guy back in the day, but then he got crusty, brah, to quote Pauly Shore, which is 90s. But I think that like happy-go-lucky surfer dude, the idea of TNC, like you said, Corey, you're obviously a huge fan of that artwork. Like that was like a thing that kind of swept the nation. Like, oh, that's what it's like to live out in California? I want to go live there and be like those dudes.
Yeah, and doing these episodes, especially the skater one and this surfing one, it just makes me realize that it was just TNC Surf Design was my complete like connection to surf and skate culture. It was just TNC. That was it.
Well, I will give a quick shout out to El Segundo Brewing Company here in Southern California, because they are doing a tribute to the artist who passed away, I think last year or the year before. Right before he passed away, he signed a deal with El Segundo to do a limited beer run with their, like made specifically for the beer can, a label with
That's cool.
with his art designs on it. Anyways, I thought it was kind of cool too. But no, but surfing, like, I wonder if you guys have seen the movie Back to the Beach. Have either of you seen the movie Back to the Beach?
Oh yeah.
Paramount Pictures presents the hottest babes, the baddest dudes,
No women.
You really know how to talk to a gal.
the wickedest waves. Come on, dudes! And the gnarliest tunes. Well, everybody's heard about the bird. It's the totally cool way to beat the heat. Back to the beach, rated PG.
That was a lot of fun. Back to the Beach. It's kind of weird, like in the 80s having a retro themed, movie, but that's it. It's like everything kind of goes back, right? Like 30, 40 years. And so
Yeah.
like in the 80s, there was a lot of that like nostalgia for 50s and 60s. And then you had like, the Frankie and Annette. But my favorite part of like that movie was like all the cameos and all the modern cameos that would, mix in. That's where I learned how to do the tequila dance, with Pee-wee.
Pee-wee Herman's in it. Stevie Ray Vaughan is in it. The soundtrack, by the way, is phenomenal.
Is it like a connection to those old 60 movies? Is that what it's supposed
It's
to
an
be?
homage. Yeah, it's an homage. It's
but
a
it takes
tribute.
place in the time that it was shot, right? Or was it a flashback type of thing?
No, it takes place in the 80s because
Okay.
it's like it's Frankie and Annette, Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello, big time in the 60s surf movie craze. So it's kind of like they play characters that are kind of just coming back to the old, they're coming back to the old neighborhood, right? And then but it just all these cameos are really what makes it. It's like there's not really much there's not much to the movie except for just a whole lot of fun and a lot of like
cool
cameos. It's kind of like Cannonball Run, but at the beach.
That's a perfect way to describe it.
Because they didn't play like set characters. They played like it was always them right back in the 60s, but they weren't
Right.
like the same characters every single time. So
Right.
Back to the Beach is almost like Unforgiven because it's kind of like that movie Clint Eastwood. Sorry.
That's
Clint
quite
Eastwood
a...
is sort of the amalgamation of all his other Man with No Names, and what if he grew up type of thing. So it's that. I get it. I actually kind of like that. You could just told me it was like Unforgiven, but with the beach movies.
I love that you just compared or tried to connect Unforgiven with Back to the Beach. You'll love Back to the Beach for the simple nostalgic factor because that movie has aged really well.
Yes.
Because we are so in love with nostalgia, and it's like nostalgia for another era of nostalgia, right?
Would you like some more nostalgia with your nostalgia?
I showed this movie to my daughter, and it's just that it honestly it just reminded her of there's a Disney movie called Teen Beach Movie, and Teen Beach Movie goes back to surf culture, in that era, and so it's just the characters they're named Annette, like the character Annette Funicello plays a character named Annette. She's just basically an amalgam of all of her things, but you got Gilligan in there, you got Pee-wee Herman, and you got a young Lori Loughlin. Yeah.
I mean, let's not forget that Lori Loughlin, to tie it into our BMX episode with Brad, to tie it into Podcasting After Dark with the new kids. Lori Loughlin was she was a really big deal back in the day in the 80s before she became the mom on Full House, and then cue the Law and Order sound.
Wasn't she was the body double in Phantasm 2 for what's his name at the beginning with the house and everything?
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah.
That's
what a weird gig that is.
Yeah, that is super random. So there's another tie into Podcasting After Dark as well. So random, but I want to bounce it to you, Wayne, as far as your surf culture, or did you have a love of surf culture back in the day?
I mean, it was one of those things where I moved to Miami from New Jersey in '86, and so it was like shortly after moving. That's when I'm catching new Gidget. That's when I'm watching Back to the Beach, and I'm watching all these so all these things are kind of coming in. And as soon as I moved to Miami, you got to start going to the beach. You got to start, that becomes part of your every weekend thing, right? And so here's this chubby kid from New Jersey, hey, where's the beach at? And so I'm showing up, and that's where just the love of like the beach and actually deciding whether or not I actually liked the beach, and is this like the thing I like? And that's where the infamous tale of the lost skimboard happened for me, because that was my first entry into trying to surf.
Okay.
Would you mind sharing that story?
I'm ready to hear it.
No, we're not going to tell it. We're just going to.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's infamous.
Okay. So first off, it's like, me with a bike, me with a skateboard. There's always some kind of tragedy or disaster that happens with one of these modes of transportation.
It's the 80s. It's guaranteed.
And so I was learning about skimboards, and here I was, freshly moved. I'm like 10, 11 years old, and we're at the beach. And this buddy of mine hands me his skimboard to go and try out. And I'm like, well, how do you use it? It's like, do you just swim out there and surf? He's like, no. You just, you throw it onto the water and you hop on, and you kind of, the idea of the skimboard is you skim the little bit of water that comes up to the shore. And so I watch him do it. I'm like, this is easy enough.
Yeah, totally.
And so I take it and I throw this thing down to the ground. I chase after it and I hop on. And the second I hop onto this skimboard, I go feet up, head down, and I crash land into the water, into the ground, and all this. And I nearly decapitate my friend's mother.
Oh, God.
With the skimboard that goes straight out into the air and straight at her. And then, guys, they gave me the skimboard back to try it again.
No, come on.
And I tried again, and this time, 2 for 2, went head over heels, landed on the ground. This time, I didn't remember what happened because I landed pretty hard, squarely on my head. And they could not find that skimboard to save anybody's life. It disappeared.
You launched it into another dimension.
It went back to the beach, baby. It was straight. It went into the water. Neptune took it. Poseidon took it. I don't know, but it was like
back to the beach.
I felt so bad because I almost killed his mom and I lost his skimboard.
Oh,
they never invited me back to the beach.
Of course not, dude. I always wanted to do the skimboard thing. I never tried it because, like you, I was a little chubby kid, a little fat kid trying to run across the beach with my moobs bouncing, and I'm just like, no. I looked at it and I was like, that looks cool, and I'm like, but it's not for me. Like, I know it's not for me. Even as a kid, I know it's not for me. So I had a
something was for you.
Yeah, boogie boards, baby. I never
That's
surfed,
it, man.
but I loved my boogie board. I had a body glove boogie board. It was like neon green with like a smooth bottom to it. Another green body is awesome, man. Fucking love that thing. I shredded so many waves with that thing. I would go to Chincoteague, which is in Virginia. And it's
sounds
like
racist.
It might be.
Probably it. No,
probably not. I'm just kidding. I think it's a Native American term.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that's where I would do it. It would be a lot of fun and everything. But I do have one memory of my dad. So one year, we went to the beach with my dad. And Wayne, I'm sure it's same in New Jersey, where the closer you get to the beach, you have these like surf shops sort of pop up.
Oh, yeah.
They'd
Wildwood.
have it's like kites in there, all the shitty toys and stuff
The
for the
knickknacks.
beach. Everything was beach related. And of course, they had the cheapest boogie boards you could get, those white styrofoam ones. So my dad bought one, for the whole family. He's like, oh, we're all going to use it. It's okay, And I remember watching him. He's like, I'm going to go give it a try. He loves the beach. He was a big dude, both tall and a little bit wide. Big dude, just a lot of mass to him. And I remember watching him running towards the waves. He jumps in the air to get that first wave. And all I see was a splash. And I saw the styrofoam boogie board just shatter into like a million pieces. My dad disappeared into the water and the boogie board goes off like into 5 separate pieces. Gone. And snowing. And I'm like, none of us even had a chance to even try it once. It was just the first go around. Dad, he nuked it. It was nuked.
What your dad didn't tell you was that it was actually like the lid of a cooler. It wasn't.
Yeah, I was picturing the same thing, Wayne.
It's pretty much what it was. Same consistency, same F.
I love how both of you have obliteration stories when it comes to the See, I think like surfing to me was the same as snowboarding as the 90s wore on. Like, nope, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna put my body in harm's way like that. I didn't take surf lessons until much later on in life and actually was able to do it for a little while, which made myself very proud. I'm like, oh, it's like doing yoga on a board, just have that balance. But in the 80s, and then, I mean, I wish we had rash guard shirts like the kids wear now back then.
My nipples were so raw. They're bleeding. My big old pepperoni nipples were so raw and
Took
red.
the words right out of my mouth. Oh my God.
Core memory. It's a fucking core memory of mine.
I mean, this is the thing, y'all. Like the 80s kicked off the surf culture with maybe the lingo, totally dude and awesome. But for us kids in the 80s, like if we saw it and then we wanted to do it and then we just gave up, it was like skateboarding and thrashing. Oh, look how badass they are. Then you do it and then you go to try and do it and you're like, I'm not that guy. That's a movie. It's not.
This is not a Sunkist commercial.
Yeah.
Good vibrations. Sun surfing excitations. Call for sun-kissed good vibrations. Bubbly orange jubilation. Sun-kissed orange soda taste sensation. Sun-kissed is giving out good vibrations. Bubbly orange jubilation. Sun-kissed is giving out good vibrations.
For me, it was the movie North Shore that made me excited about surfing.
It was the chance of a lifetime.
I'm going to Hawaii to surf the big waves from North Shore. I may not make it, but I gotta try.
That turned into the time of his life. This is The North Shore, rated PG. Now playing at theaters everywhere.
North Shore has a really special place in my heart. I've interviewed like so many people connected to it and have fundraisers around North Shore. But like that was the movie where I'm like, if that kid from Arizona can win a wave contest at a wave tank at a water park, then I can do that too, and I can go to North Shore. Nope. Just live the movie. You're not gonna be Daniel LaRusso and beat Cobra Kai and Karate Kid. It's because that's basically what North Shore is. It's like a kid overcoming the odds and getting the girl and winning the championship and being the best surfer around. That's a movie. It's not real. What's real is Wayne and Corey's dad getting obliterated by the water.
Oh, and Wayne getting almost knocked unconscious, landing on your head, dude. I remember one time, but I never had too many bad boogie boarding moments, but I did have one that I can still remember where a wave kind of crashed down on me. And like, I remember flipping underwater and like, sort of like my back, like breaking, like I swear to God. And like, I sort of like my feet, I feel like my feet touched the ground where my face was. And my first thought, like at 11, I was like, I'm paralyzed. I'm dead. I'm paralyzed, and I get up and I'm like, oh my God, I'm alive. I've never felt more alive. And then another wave, like, hits you. But yeah, it was remarkable that we survived. It was remarkable that Wayne's friend's mother didn't get decapitated.
Oh my goodness. And first off, and it's a good thing that I was a chubby kid because I floated back to the shore.
Floated. I can picture the waves.
They just put me back. And that's the thing, man. It's like, I feel like somehow, like the ocean and the beach is much safer now. But like as kids, they would literally go, here's a sharp edged wood plank. And have at it. At least the boogie board had a wristband that you could hold on to and keep that boogie board. No, it's going out there and doing what you saw on the screen is a completely different thing. Because I remember watching that movie Endless Summer. Again, it was from the 60s.
Yeah,
but
great surf movie.
Oh, great. And it's just nothing but great clips and great, just kind of all these montages. That's the thing, right? Is like, with the BMX, with the skateboarding, the thing that makes it is these montages, right? And you're watching it, you get sucked in for a while. And I don't know if it's like the barrel of the wave, but you're going, I can do this.
I can do that.
This could be me.
Yeah, no problem. It's easy. I think, to kind of wrap it all together in a nice little bow, biking was something that just every kid did in the country. Skateboarding was something that was seemed like a coastal thing. And then same with surfing was even more niche. It's like you had to have water, and you not only had to have water, but you had to have waves. So where are you going to get that? There's only a couple places. One of them being Wisconsin.
And you got to figure too, like, I mean, Zach, I know you were in Detroit early on or that area, and then later on in Sunnyvale and everything. How far away is Sunnyvale from the beach?
So Santa Cruz was the closest, and Santa
Okay.
Cruz was a 20-minute drive. So it wasn't
okay,
far
not
at
bad.
all. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is now to get up there, but back in the day it was 20 minutes up a windy road and at Highway 17, and like next thing you know, you're at the beach or going to Half Moon Bay, which Half Moon Bay is known for their maverick waves in the fall, which are like these, 50-foot high waves, and they've made documentaries about them and movies, et cetera, et cetera. So I was seeing it a lot when I would go there because we would go to the boardwalk in Santa Cruz where they shot the Lost Boys, by the way.
Yep.
So I
Yep.
would go, oh, this is not Santa Carla, this is the Lost Boys. This is whatever. Anyways, like to me, it seemed way more fun than it actually was.
And what you kind of don't realize is, I mean, all the stuff you picture in your head is either Hawaii or the West Coast. So, Wayne, for
Yeah.
people like you and me on the East Coast,
Oh, yeah.
the waves are much different on the East Coast. You can surf like in some areas of Maryland, but they're not big. They're kind of small waves that honestly it's a bit more conducive to just doing boogie boarding stuff. But like that's also another. It is nice that all three of us were close to coast and we're able to get there. For me, it would take like about 2 hours or maybe an hour and a half to get there, but still, that's close enough to be able to do it during the summertime and everything. But yeah, even if I wanted to learn how to surf, the area that I grew up in, really wouldn't have happened. It just no one was out there surfing. The waves just weren't, big enough. Really quick, I don't know, Wayne, if I've ever told you this, Santa Cruz, the comic shop that is in Lost Boys. When I worked at Diamond Comic Distributors as a customer service rep, I was on the West Coast team. The home office was in Baltimore, but I was on the West Coast team, so I got to go in like at 11 o'clock instead of 9 a.m. and everything. So it's kind of nice. But he was my one of my accounts was the guy who ran that shop, and
That's awesome.
Yeah, to that day he still ran it. Can't remember his name now because this was like fucking 26 years ago. But
Barnacle Joe.
I was like, oh, it's cool. And I talked to
Barnacle
him
Joe.
one time. I had a nice, solid like 30-minute conversation, just asking him about the movie and everything. So it was pretty fun.
Oh, and we're a year away from the 40th anniversary of the Lost Boys, and we're a
I'll
year away
retell
from
that story.
Yeah, you'll retell that story in a year, and we're the 40th anniversary away from North Shore as well, 1987 being my low, as the kids say, low key favorite year for 80s pop culture, at least for 80s movies.
Dude, have you told Wayne about when we saw that in the theater for your bachelor party?
Oh yeah, so bachelor party in 2012, they screened the North Shore here at the Arrow Theater, and they had a cast reunion with John Philbin, who plays
For
Turtle,
you.
and
Yeah, just for Zach.
yeah, just for me. Matt Adler, who plays Rick Kane, Nia Peebles, who is obviously amazing, and the three of them were there for the screening, and they did a Q&A. We all wore Hawaiian shirts. And we were brought up on stage, or I was brought up on stage, I think, at one point.
I think it was just you, yeah.
Yeah, and somewhere there's a video that exists of some images from that. This is before we all had iPhones, and it's not clearly as good as it could be now.
Disposable camera.
Yeah, totally. But it was a really special moment, and that movie has a really warm place in my heart. And for as far as surfer characters are concerned, Turtle is pretty iconic. I think when people think of like surf type characters, like you said, Corey, Jeff Spicoli, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are surfer type characters. They're surfer dudes.
Michelangelo, dude.
Come on, like if they were closer to a sewer that had waves, they'd surf the waves. And you think of
Sewer surfing Mikey.
I know, sewer surfing Mikey. I was waiting, Wayne. Come on now.
Sorry, my bad. And Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventures. Bill and Ted were surfer types, but they weren't surfers. They were they were like metalheads because they were super into rock.
And then that's that like weird overlap because when we were again, Zach asked us to come up with some, characters and stuff, and I was like thinking, I mean, obviously Bill and Ted have that vibe, but you don't ever see them surfing, and I don't even think in my head that they're kind of like they don't even jump out to me, but they talk like it, and that's and that's where that weird like overlap is, where it starts with the surfer culture starts having this like sort of dialect and everything, but then other people co-opt it, and then it morphs and everything, and then are Bill and Ted surfer characters? No, but they sound like them,
Yeah. I mean, they lived in San Dimas, and if you know geographically where San Dimas is, it's more closer to the central, the center of California, deserty, and they hang out at the wave park or whatever, the water park there. So they're not I mean, they just have that surfer lingo down.
Yeah,
it's kind of like that thing where like in California, it creates this cross section of like cool pop culture accents to have. There's like the Valley Girl thing, there's the surfer dude thing, and it's like in the 80s, if I'm going to create a character from California, they're automatically going to talk like this, bro.
Come on, bro. I just wanted to call out our buddies Tim and Dean over at Talking Back. Like monthly, they'll cover like a cartoon from the 80s, and this month they covered Beverly Hills Teens from I think 1986, and the very first episode is a surfing episode.
Surfing contest at the Teen Club Beach. This ought to be good. Well, Wilson, I'm waiting.
Oh, sorry.
These are my friends, the Beverly Hills Teens. We're the most outrageous, glamorous, and fun-loving group you'll ever meet. Join the fun with the Beverly Hills Teens.
Weekday mornings at 7 on Baltimore 54.
Go give them a listen. It's a fun episode. They have a lot of fun with it. But yeah, Beverly Hills Teens, the first episode is a surfing one, and they have a lot of surfer lingo in it,
The theme song to that show is a banger. And that's one of my picks. If you ever do that theme song show again, because it's like and it's just like, come on, like it's
so good. I never heard of it until that episode of Talking Back, and dude, that thing is a banger. And yeah, Wayne, whenever we do the second installment of our favorite theme songs episodes on TV Obscura, you will be on it. You absolutely will. It won't happen without you, buddy. Don't worry.
If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna just get a megaphone and sing all of my favorite theme songs out to
He's
the
gonna
crowd.
be outside our windows with his boombox.
And then he will become Wayne Megatrain.
Yeah. So for those that are checking us out for the first time, we are a Patreon supported show, meaning that you suggest the topics of our show, but Podcasting After Dark has a show called TV Obscura, which we did will be an annual show, semi-annual show of favorite TV theme songs. And we, so many of the themes that didn't come up on that will eventually come up, and Wayne is locked in for Diallo, Corey, and I to be on that show. I will say, that iconic surfer Michelangelo voice is heard a lot in Denver the Last Dinosaur.
Awesome news, Dino fans! Denver, the absolutely positively last dinosaur, is back with radical new adventures. Meet us here every weekday and join the fun with the world's only rock and roll reptile. So, dudes and dudettes, let's hear it for Denver, the last dinosaur! Now there's a party animal. Ow!
Denver, the Last Dinosaur. Weekdays at 2.
That takes place, obviously in
I
California.
had that pulled up on my screen here.
Oh, sorry, Wayne. Wayne, would you say what are some characters that you would say are like surfer type characters?
No, I'm just so excited that we all have same brain. All three of us are just like, literally, we suffer from that condition called same brain. But that's it. It's like,
True.
Denver, the Last Dinosaur had it. You had Michelangelo, from the Turtles, specifically. But tell me if I'm wrong. I feel like in the 80s especially, every TV show or cartoon either had to have that surfer dude guy, or there was like a surf episode, there was like a surf competition. There was some kind of thing that had to happen, out there, at the beach, because I think that draw of the beach, that surf culture was so huge back then. It was literally just kind of like, we have to have a surfing episode. We've got to have that thing. But I had pulled up Denver, the Last Dinosaur, because I was running through like every voice that I could think of that had that dude, and it's just the same thing. Is like, here he had this great mix of kids, right? So it's like, you got the Hispanic kid like me, right? And so he's got, he's there. And then you had that surfer dude, like Zach. And it was, but it's like, but it is that whole idea of, man, like there's something about that voice, something about just the look of all that just so appealing to us as kids.
Denver, whoa.
One that jumps out to me, Zach, but I think it's in the 90s. It's from Toxic Avengers, the one guy that's like half mad scientist, half the surfer broski. What was Toxic Avenger? Was that 91, 90?
It was 90s, yeah.
Mid 90s, I think.
I was literally going to pull the same character from Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Igor, because I think it might have been the same voice actor. I didn't do any tracking on that, but I'm pretty sure. I think Maurice LaMarche was probably, definitely he did a surfer voice from time to time. Anyways, that's for sure, Corey. Like, I think that surfer character became iconic started in the 80s, but in the 90s it really took off. On film it became darker, and then you jumped in now and you do a surfer voice and most kids will say, oh, that's Crush from Finding Nemo.
Yeah, that's right, yeah,
like that Zen surfer guy, dude. In the 80s I was wild, but now totally chill.
I don't think any of us have the answer to this, but I would love if someone in the comments could pinpoint, like, pop culturally, what was the first character? Was it Spicoli? Like, what was the first character to kind of make that dialect, the way of talking, popular? I mean, I think it might have been Spicoli, but is there anybody earlier than that?
I mean, look, his awesome, totally awesome is probably, that is ingrained in pop culture history. That when people say Spicoli, they go, awesome, totally awesome, right?
Yeah. And what year was Fast Times? Was that
82.
Yeah.
82. Okay. I wonder if there's anything earlier than that, but that sounds about right, because a lot of the surfer stuff that I know is also in the 90s too. Like it kind of kept going. So I don't know if it started in the 70s, or was it Spicoli? Was Spicoli the one that sort of kicked it all off?
Well, I know, surfing movies started, Big Wednesday was 70s, right?
Okay.
And so...
But did anyone talk like that in that movie?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there were characters like that. 78, but it wasn't as iconic as Jeff Spicoli. I did want to ask you guys if either of you saw the movie Surf 2, which came out in 1983, starring Eddie Deason.
In the great tradition of American classics, we bring you Surf 2, the end of the trilogy. The surf wars continue when a mad genius pollutes innocent surfer youth and the free beaches of America.
Do you know how many brain surgeons, nuclear physicists, or Nobel laureates have been surfers? I'll tell you, none.
It's a sprawling surf saga of rebellion, romance,
I'm Bob.
adventure beneath boiling seas, struggle against uncontrolled substances, and a race to the death by freedom fighters protecting your right to surf and the American way.
Must be from L.A.
Surf 2, with music by the Stray Cats, Oingo Boingo, Split Enz, the Circle Jerks, the Beach Boys, and more. Surf 2, the adventure that dares to trash school, police, parents, the beach itself, and the two greatest American institutions of all time.
Don't stop innocent kids from drinking cola and surfing. It's the American way.
It's the final confrontation of the Surf Wars trilogy. If you missed Surf 1, you owe it to yourself to see Surf 2.
Punks and creeps. Think these guys would be mature enough to take surfing seriously?
It's twice the fun of Surf 1. Surf 2.
Eddie Deason, of course, is probably the most quintessential nerd type character of all time. Cheap plug. There'll be an interview with him coming up probably in September on $2 late fee. But Eddie Deason's in that. Eric Stoltz is in that. Terry Kaiser, obviously from Weekend at Bernie's. Either of you saw that movie?
No.
It sounds. Have you seen Surf 1?
Well, that's the whole joke, is that it's surf.
Have you seen Leonard Part 6 or Part 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Can we talk about now? Anyways, we're gonna do a whole episode on who got.
What about Surf Ninjas Must Die?
Surf Ninjas Must Die. Trauma. Yeah, I mean, look, that was
surf Nazis must die.
Surf Nazis must die.
That's right. I'm thinking of Three Ninjas. I got the two confused.
I think there is surf ninjas.
There is surf ninjas.
There is surf ninjas, right? Okay, but it's Surf Nazis must die is the trauma one.
Max from Ready to Retro right now is going, you don't know Surf Ninjas? That's my favorite movie of all time. Actually, I think it is one of his favorite movies of all time.
It is too.
But anyways, there's so many surf characters. Who's your favorite surf character? We named almost all dudes. I don't think we named one surf chick. And who's a surf chick that you really dug back in the day? We mentioned Annette Funicello, but
Gidget, yeah,
Gidget. Surfed. Oh yeah, sorry, Gidget. Yeah.
Did Nia Peebles surf in? Because I've only seen the movie like once.
No,
she didn't surf in the movie.
She rode a horse, and she was a fashion model.
Right.
Well, she tried to get a fashion model career in that movie. But Jambi from Pee-wee's Big Adventure is in that film. Oh, sorry, Jambi from Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh, Jambi.
Isn't that the name of the wizard?
Mecca High, Mecca Heiny Ho.
Yeah, thank you.
He was also in an episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, that actor, rest in peace, because I know he passed away. But yeah, anyways, surf culture is, I think it's more of a state of mind than it is really, like it just, flowed into our normal speak. We wouldn't have people saying awesome all the time or totally. Rad, I think maybe came out of bike culture. Being a jerk came out of skateboard culture. And kind of happy-go-lucky came out of surf culture. I don't know. I'm stereotyping.
All the emails. You're gonna get all the messages now. That's
hey, guess what? No,
the jerkster called. They're all out of you.
Yeah, but let us know, y'all. What are your faves? This is wrapping up our summer of sports.
Yeah,
bike riding, surfing, and of course skateboarding. In June. And then we're going back to school. So maybe we'll go back to school by rolling the dice and playing a little D&D. Who knows? Coming soon. And I couldn't have been joined by two more handsome gentlemen than yourselves. You know what? Like y'all, the three of us back in the day, we would have been at the water with our rash guards on.
Oh, hell yeah. With our raw nipples.
T-shirts in the pool.
T-shirts in the pool. That would be the
next summer we got to talk. We have to have an episode about water guns though, because like running around in the woods with your water guns, that was such a summertime 80s thing, especially Intertech water guns.
Yeah, water play.
Yeah.
No. Oh wait, is that not a thing? I'm not allowed to say that. I don't know. Should I Google that? Hey Siri, what's water play? Oh no, don't say that. Don't no. Okay, we'll find out next year. Yeah, but let us know in the comments. What are some of your iconic favorite either surf movies, surf characters, surf style? The Bermuda
surf memories
shorts
of yourself.
Right. Like, what did you do? Did you go surfing back then? Did you want to go surfing? Did you finally do it? Did you come out to California to visit your cousin? And, your cousin who you kind of had a crush on because you weren't blood related? Wait, what?
What is happening? Water sports? Now this, what is going Zach?
Isn't that a thing?
You dirty dog.
Did your mom get a job in California? You had to move from New Jersey?
Right. Become a surfer? How come LaRusso never surfed?
If you would have picked up surfing, you probably wouldn't have had any of those problems. You would have been fine.
He would have never met Allie. He would have met, Courtney Thorne Smith from Summer School, 1987.
Summer School.
She was a surfer in that.
Yeah.
87's so good.
Oh yeah.
Let's go. Back to the Beach is 87 also.
Yeah, I know. 87. Woo, baby. Okay, well, the Night Boyz, my God, our contingency is so packed with amazing people. Corey, Wayne, me, Diallo, Paul, Dustin,
Steve
Grace,
Kostansky now.
Steve Kostansky, Ducky, John Toma, that 80s dude. Like the list goes on and on and on of amazing 80s friends that we have a part of this show. Y'all are Night Boyz and you don't even know it. You're watching us and listening to us. So go shred a wave. I don't know. Shred the gnar. No, that's snowboarding.
Surf the waves.
Let's go shred.
So wait, hold on. Wintertime, we're going to have to do a snowboarding movie episode.
An 80s ski culture for
there you
sure.
Go. Yep, for sure. There we go.
Yeah.
Wow. We have pretty much the rest of the year mapped out.
I'm going to make Corey watch the movie Ski School if he hasn't seen it already.
I've seen that one.
Okay.
Yeah. I've seen more ski movies than I have, skateboarding and surfing movies.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like I always like snow better. Hoth, it's Hoth, man. It always goes back to Hoth.
That's a
I
ski
like
movie.
snow better. I like the beach, but I don't love the beach. I love the snow.
I don't like getting sand. Yeah, because snow just comes off.
Dude, Zach, like seriously, like so as a kid, sometimes we would do a 1-day trip to the beach. And my dad would like, oh, let's, go down to the beach. I'm like, no, I'll stay on the boardwalk. I'm like, I don't want to sit in the car riding back with fucking sand in my pants. I'd rather just go play the G.I. Joe arcade game.
I mean, couldn't think of a better way to wrap up the show.
As the kids say, boom.
Boom. And I will tag on really quickly, Easy Taylor from Three's a Crowd. Really funny surf character from the John Ritter spinoff to Three's Company. He'll close us out. So one more time, Corey, with your boom.
Boom.
Bye-bye.
What's that? This is our new intercom system. Now look, easy. All you have to do is flip this switch and you're connected up to my apartment.
Whoa, all right.
All right, I'm gonna run upstairs. Let's test it.
Okay. Beam me up, Scotty. Yip, 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 let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me. Let's go surfing now. Everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me.
Testing. Can you hear me?
Who's this?
Come on, Easy. I just wanted to see if it's working. It is, and you should be too.
Badu.
Just when you think there's no one around who's caring, along comes a friend who offers a hand in sharing. Then things start looking fine. Sometimes tears and sorrow are all the things you've got. Just when you think you're all by yourself, you're not.
80s Kids Unite is brought to you by Hungry Hippos, the loudest tabletop game in history. And by Nickelback, Zach's favorite band. If you'd like to suggest topics for this show, go to the Patreon of either $2 late fee or Podcasting After Dark, or both. All links are in the show notes. We love you.